Hitler didn't know their names, but it was actually a handful of gruff American miners that helped destroy him and bring about the end of World War II. They never fired a shot, they never set foot in Germany, so how the heck did they help defeat the Nazis? Well, the answer to that question is buried deep beneath a mountain. It wasn't gold, it wasn't uranium, it was something that most Americans have never even heard of. But when you add this little ingredient to steel, it supercharges its strength. And during World War II, the Allies needed all of it that they could get. They needed it for their weapons, engines, and machinery. But here's where the story gets incredible. It was one US mine that became critical to the entire war effort. It ran around the clock, and during World War II, it supplied virtually all of this mineral needed for the Allied war effort. So where was this little mine? It was more than 11,000 feet up in the Rockies, the Climax mine just outside Leadville, Colorado. And what were these miners pulling out of the ground? It was a little something called molybdenum. But there's one last twist. The man that originally discovered this deposit wasn't even looking for it. He was looking for gold and silver, but instead he found a strange mineral that nobody cared about. But decades later, that same mineral was helping build the American arsenal that helped defeat Nazi Germany. Hitler never knew their names, but he sure felt the consequences of their work. And that's something worth remembering about rural America. History isn't always made by presidents and generals. Sometimes it's made by miners in little towns that most Americans couldn't even find on a map. That's the story of rural America today, and America wouldn't be America without it.